Time to play ball. Roseburg baseball is coming up on the score.
A line drive snagged out of the air at shortstop by Paxton Berg.
Don't miss any of the action this season. Subscribe to 1490 The Score on YouTube to catch every pitch.
And with a double at second, Danner Wirtz helping his own cause, gets Roseburg a run on the board.
Now, let's head to the field for the pregame show. Here's the voice of Roseburg High Sports, Joey Keeran.
Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Champion Car Wash Field in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon, as tonight we get ready to open up Southwest Conference play between your Roseburg Indians and the Grants Pass Cavemen. It's Roseburg High School baseball coming up for you tonight here on The Score. It's great to have you with us as we get ready for today's ball game with the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Roseburg comes in at 3-3 on the season after 6 non-league games to get things started. Meanwhile, Grants Pass coming in at 3-5 on the year, and winners in their last 3 games. We get ready to begin Southwest Conference play between these two longtime rivals, and we look forward to bringing you the action tonight here on The Score. Coming up here on the pregame show, we are going to get a chance to catch up with head coach Troy Thompson as we bring you the Bowers Industrial pregame coaches interview. Bowers Industrial, a proud supporter of our local community and youth sports. Want to remind you tonight's game is streaming live with video online at 541radio.com and on the 1490 The Score YouTube channel. If you head to YouTube, you can find our channel there. Search 1490 The Score, hit the subscribe button, and you'll be able to follow all the action with us throughout the rest of this high school sports calendar. We're going to go ahead and get in our first 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we talk with head coach Troy Thompson. It's Roseburg baseball taking on the Grants Pass Cavemen. I'm Joey Keeran, and this is The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Social Security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Everest, K2, and now the Mountain by Mountain Mike's Pizza, the biggest pizza this side of the Rockies. The mountain-sized pizza is a massive 20 inches wide, delivering 20 slices and a mountain of toppings. Made with the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. It's time to go big. Order yours now by using our mobile app.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Back with more of our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Getting ready for the Southwest Conference opener between Roseburg and Grants Pass, and we get time for our Bowers Industrial pregame coaches interview. Joining us is Coach Troy Thompson here as Roseburg gets ready to take on the Cavemen, and it's never enough time, but here comes the conference season. You guys are able to get 4 games in over spring break and load it up in the front, so you guys had a couple of days off towards the back end. How'd you kind of come away with those 4 games? I know tough competition, good competition to see this early in the season, and then hopefully maybe a couple of good days of rest for guys to kind of start gearing up for this stretch run of the season. Now we get into conference play. How'd you guys feel about it?
Yeah, that's the hope. You know, you like to schedule heavy, or we do. We like to schedule heavy and give our guys a lot of opportunities in a short amount of time, and we certainly did that. And then on the back end of spring break there that week, have some days off and get away from it for a day or two, and which is what we did. Came back to practice this weekend, and then obviously yesterday, and here we are today. It seemed like it went fast, and we're back to it. But it was great. We got all 6 of our non-leaguers there for the preseason part of the schedule. And we do have that other non-league game here in a couple of weeks, but for the preseason before our league opener here, it was great to get all 6 of those games in and have some good weather. And baseball-wise, we saw some really good things out of our guys, and we saw a lot of things we need to continue to work on for sure. But a great mix of some success and some not so great moments happened for us as well. So all of them, teachable, learnable experiences that we can hopefully glean something from and take with us as we move forward here. And once again, like you said, here we go into league play. We're on to the Tuesday-Saturday routine now, and we open today here at home with Grants Pass, and then we'll go down and see Grants Pass in a double at their place on Saturday. So, yeah, a busy and a big first week for us coming into league play.
You mentioned the schedule. You've got a single today, then a double against the same opponent on Saturday. The structure of a single and a double hasn't changed, but we're going back to a familiar schedule that it's been quite some time, but I'll look back. I have it written down on my other notepad, but going back to a week series where you've got 3 games against the same opponent. Was there a discussion about just kind of why you guys might go back to that in the Southwest Conference, and how do you like setting it up where you see the same team 3 times in 1 week?
Well, we're hopeful that's going to give everybody more of a realistic view of each program, each team. You play a team on a Tuesday, play somebody else on a Saturday, and you won't see in our old format, old schedule, we may not see Grants Pass again until, May for the double in our old schedule. And by then, who knows where the arms are or where the teams are or what's going to happen. It's a half a season away. To get them everyone in the same week, it gives you, I'm hopeful that it's going to give us a truer feel of what each team has that particular week, and a chance to see some arms that maybe you wouldn't normally see in that old schedule where you're splitting those teams up. But to see everybody in a week, obviously you've got to have your arms in line and be aware of your pitch counts and which days are eligible and all those factors that play into high school pitching now. So it maybe would be a little truer form of that particular team you're playing and of yourself, of what kind of overall baseball team you are.
Yeah, it's going to be I like it. I think it's kind of fun. It kind of gives that spin of big league or college baseball, where it's got that feel of seeing the same team and kind of knowing who you got on the other side. Looking at the Southwest Conference, I know everybody's kind of playing non-league. You got some teams that go out of state and play teams that you never heard of, and so maybe be a little bit tough to kind of get an idea of where the conference sits after non-league play here to start out the season. But looking at it, what is your kind of makeup of how the Southwest Conference is looking this year?
But judging from what you see in the schedules everybody played, I think everybody did a great job scheduling some quality opponents and have come through that for the most part, real well. Grants Pass was on the road for 7 or 8 days over spring break up in Washington, and then back down to Portland for that Mountainside tournament that we played in here a few years. They attended that this year and played well there after being in Washington, playing some quality teams up there. So, you had Willamette going over to Idaho. You had, I believe, Sheldon going way down south into Arizona, perhaps, to a tournament down there. And, North Medford was up at Mountainside as well, and South Medford played in the Crater tournament around here. So everybody got their games in, it looked like, and did well, and that's great for our league. But it should be indicator that our league is going to be, like it always is, very strong, and have a chance to play some quality teams every time you get on the field in our league schedule.
As we get ready for things here today, you mentioned, the long stretch that Grants Pass has had on the road, and it's not lost on me. We've been here at home, and it's been really nice, but this team's going to have to go on the road this weekend. But being able to be at home, just be able to kind of have, I don't want to say an easy kind of transition into the season with getting a chance to be at home, but it does maybe make things a little bit easier on the process of getting the ball rolling to a season. How have you felt about the fact that you guys have started out with a good stretch of games here at Champion Car Wash Field?
Well, that's always, we always like to play at home. We enjoy playing here, throughout all the years. And when the surface changed here a number of years ago and the turf came in, I know it was apparent that teams want to come down here and they want to play in a place where, normally we get, decent weather in the springtime, and with the surface being what it is now, they know they're going to play. So it's an easy, schedule to have teams come down over spring break and want to be here. And that's what we've kind of picked up on. And that being said, yeah, you're right. We're going to be on the road here this week, and it's our league play, and all these kids, if the other sports they play and playing baseball or whatever, we've been to all those places before, on our travel part of our schedule. So it's a nice combination of, getting to play at home. But like you said, we're going to be on the road, and we'll experience that on Saturday and go down to Grants Pass to their place. So yeah, it's a good mix, and right now we're just happen to be coming off of our home stretch, and then it'll be more, mix and match with several times we'll be on the road consecutively, and then several times we'll be back at home during our league play. So once you get into that, it evens out, and you play your home and away games are about even. So, but as we've talked about in this league for years, it's tough to go on the road in this league anywhere and think about, winning consistently or winning baseball games on the road because of the travel and the nature of baseball and those things, and playing on somebody else's home field is a big deal. So we'll get to it when we get to it, and we'll enjoy our home games here for sure.
Well, we look forward to it today as the Indians are at home taking on the Grants Pass Cavemen to begin conference play. Coach, appreciate the time here in the pregame.
Thanks, Joey.
That is Coach Troy Thompson joining us on the Bowers Industrial pregame coaches interview. When we come back, we'll take a look at your Southern Septic Service starting lineups as we wrap up the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. We're just moments away from first pitch. Roseburg and Grants Pass squaring off here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Welcome back here to Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg. It's just about time to get this one underway. Let's introduce you to the Southern Septic Service starting lineup for the visiting Grants Pass Cavemen, led by Coach Kyle Garrison in his fourth year with the Cavemen. Leading off is Trayton Powers, the shortstop, followed by Evan Valenzuela, the left fielder. Nathan Bassett, the catcher, batting third. Eric Pesqueda, the pitcher, will bat cleanup. At the DH position will be Cruz Carnes, batting fifth. At first base, Ryan Glenn will hit sixth. Batting seventh, starting in right field, Ryan Sedevi. The center fielder is Max Hayes. He will bat eighth, and Cam Hall in the second baseman will round things out for the Cavemen. The DH batting for third baseman, Tyler Meek. Taking a look at the starting defense for the Roseburg Indians here today. Back behind the plate, Amos Bowers catching. Brady Popkin at first. Mason Young at second. On the left side of the diamond, it's A.J. Black at third and Paxton Burke at short. In the outfield from left to right, Nick Ruiz, Christian Corba, and Fletcher Coleman. They'll look to support their starting pitcher for today. That is Danner Wirtz, who will get the first pitch of the ball game in. It comes in high and inside, ball one, and we are underway as Trayton Powers, the shortstop, stands in. Danner Wirtz, the sophomore for Roseburg, big right-hander, fires in the 1-0. It is lifted left side, but it is going to stay on the infield. Third baseman A.J. Black there to make the catch and retire Powers. Where's one away as we are underway in the top of the first. That'll bring up Evan Valenzuela, the left fielder, batting second with one out and nobody on. For Danner Wirtz on the season, take a look at his numbers on the mound. Wirtz is making his third start of the season. Will face a lefty, works in a breaking ball for a called strike one. Valenzuela watching it go by. Danner Wirtz, 13 2/3 innings this year so far. He's got a 1-1 record. His 0-1 pitch hits the outside corner, called strike two. He's got a 2.56 ERA, 12 strikeouts, 5 walks. He's hit 3 batters. He's given up 8 hits and 5 runs in his 2 starts. Ground ball sharply hit foul down the third base side. Valenzuela stays alive. So he has been the ace on the mound for the Roseburg Indians so far this season, and expected to be so after a stellar freshman campaign. Breaking ball, loop down the left field side, but it will hook into foul territory. Down that left field line, just into foul territory by a few feet. Behind on the pitches so far for Valenzuela, but he has been hanging in there, making contact. Just trying to straighten one out and keep it just in fair territory. Wearing blue jerseys here today for the Grants Pass Cavemen. It's the 0-2 pitch. Liner out towards left center. Will drop in for a base knock. That'll roll towards the alley. Is on at first base is Valenzuela. First hit of the game for the Cavemen. 1 on, 1 away. Valenzuela did a nice job standing in, fighting there against Wirtz. Finally was able to work one opposite field and drop it into the alley. 1 on, 1 out. Nathan Bassett, the catcher, will bat. First pitch to Bassett is in for a called strike. They've got the kind of baby blue, powder blue tops and bottoms for Grants Pass here today. New look for them, at least from what I've seen. As there's one over the plate. It looked like a changeup maybe for Wirtz, and he gets strike 2 called. He's ahead in another batter. He was ahead against Valenzuela, but he battled his way to a single to the left center field alley. Ball fought off into foul territory. Stays an 0-2 count. They've got the powder blue trousers, powder blue tops. It says Cavemen across the chest in white script. They've got the white accents, kind of a white stripe that goes from shoulder to sleeve to sleeve, up and over the shoulders, around the neck, and down to the other sleeve. White numbers on the back outlined in a darker blue. Pitch outside. 1-2 count for Nathan Bassett. The 1-2 just missing for Danner. So Wirtz with a 2-2 count. Delivers that ball belted out towards left field on the run. Nick Ruiz, that's over his head. It'll one hop to the wall. It gets all the way to the wall. They're going to send around Valenzuela into second base with an RBI double. Will be Nathan Bassett to give Grants Pass an early 1-0 lead. That ball all the way to the fence over the head of Nick Ruiz. Bassett got around on a pitch with some good velocity and was able to carry it out to deep left field. And so that is an early advantage for the Cavemen on their second hit of the game. Valenzuela scores all the way from first.
Next batter is the pitcher, number 1, Eli Pesquita.
Pitch outside to Eric Pesquita. The pitcher will take for a 1-0 count. Wirtz will step off. Pesquita, the pitcher, now with a lead to work with, trying to help his own cause here with just one out and a man in scoring position. Did get a courtesy runner out at second base for the catcher as a throw back that direction. Back in safely to second base goes Jair Dominguez. Dominguez running for Bassett. Low and outside. 2-0 count now for the cleanup hitter, Pesquita. Delivery. Line drive shot. And the Cavemen have found their barrels here. That one gets by Corba and is going to roll all the way to the wall. Pesquita's heading for third. He will be in with a stand-up. Well, he could have stood up. He slides in feet first. He's in with an RBI triple. And 2-0 here on a couple of extra base hits for Grants Pass. Corba takes a bad angle. Couldn't cut that ball off. It rolls all the way to the outfield fence. And Pesquita plates another one. That's 2 now on the board for the Cavemen.
Next up, designated hitter number 8.
And it'll bring up Cruz Carnes, the DH. The Cavemen have come ready to swing. Taking a pitch outside. Ball 1 for Carnes. I've seen Danner this season in one of his other starts. Kind of got off to a shaky start, then settled in nicely. Hopefully that'll be the case. Throw down to third. Throw back to the plate. And looking to run back the runner. They've got him in a rundown going back to third in time. They will get Pesquita tagged out at third. That'll be the second out. Offering at the plate. Cruz Carnes was looking to try and put down a bunt. And I think they were going to try to squeeze Pesquita home. Carnes missed badly on his bunt attempt. And Carnes caught off the bag. Bowers throws down to third. Pesquita tried to come in to score and got caught in the rundown. 2 down. Cruz Carnes a swing and a miss. He's got a 1-2 count. Trying to get through this first inning with a 2-0 deficit and try to not let it get any worse. Pitch outside. Danner Wirtz, a 2-2 count. Two-two pitch. Breaking ball. Carnes sat in there and got a piece of it. These Cavemen so far showing a propensity to get the barrel out there, and they're making some good, or they're getting contact. And they've had a couple of good ones that have been extra bases, a double and a triple so far here in this first inning for the Cavemen, but they've been at least getting a lot of pitches. There's the first swing and a miss for a strikeout for Danner Wirtz. That'll wrap things up in the first inning for the Cavemen. 2 runs on 3 hits, no Roseburg errors, and nobody left on base. We will head to the bottom of the first inning here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
Field will be Max Hayes.
Taking a look at our Southern Septic Service starting lineup for the Roseburg Indians, led by Coach Troy Thompson in his 24th season with the Tribe. Shortstop Paxton Burke will lead things off, followed by the catcher Amos Bowers. The right fielder Fletcher Coleman batting third. Danner Wirtz the pitch, roll back cleanup. And at third base, A.J. Black hitting fifth. The center fielder Christian Corba will bat sixth. The left fielder Nick Ruiz hitting seventh. Brady Popkin at first base will bat eighth. And Mason Young, the second baseman, will round out the starting nine. It's a straight 9 for the Roseburg Indians. Taking a look at the defense for the Grants Pass Cavemen. Nathan Bassett behind the plate. Ryan Glenn at first. Cam Holland at second. On the left side of the diamond, Tyler Meek at third. And Trayton Powers at short. In the outfield from left to right, Evan Valenzuela, Max Hayes, and Ryan Sedavi. First pitch, swing and a miss. Strike one for Pesqueda against Paxton Burke. Burke, the switch-hitting leadoff batter for the Indians, batting lefty against the righty. Fouls off a pitch for strike two. On the mound, Pesqueda. The transfer from North Valley, was a second-team All-Southern Oregon Conference pitcher as a junior last year with North Valley. His 0-2 pitch, outside. A ball and two strikes against the leadoff man, Burke. Pesqueda, the righty, delivers, misses inside. Just bouncing past the legs of Paxton Burke for a moment. Almost thought maybe he might get hit by that pitch. Ground ball, chopper up the middle. Bounding ball to Holland at second. He turns and throws to first. It pulls the first baseman off the bag. And that will get Paxton Burke on base. Going to call that a single as Burke looked like he had a chance of beating that throw out.
Next batter will be the catcher, number 11, Amos Bowers.
So that'll be one on to start things off for the Indians. Amos Bowers will stand in. A pickoff throw to first is not going to be in time. Another throw over to first base. Back in safely goes Burke. Amos Bowers. We'll see if they ask him to bunt here. They've got the third baseman playing in, expecting it. He doesn't show it and takes inside for ball one. A 1-0 delivery. Runner going. That ball foul tipped into the glove. And safely out at second base goes Burke. So Burke gets into second base safely. A 1-1 count at the plate for Bowers. Paxton Burke leading the Roseburg Indians in stolen bases this year. A 1-1 pitch. He's going for third. The ball popped up right side. It's on the infield. Burke's got a rush back into second base, and he gets there safely as Bowers will fly out to the first baseman, Ryan Glenn. One away, Fletcher Coleman
Next batter, right fielder, number 9,
will stand in
Fletcher
for
Coleman.
the Indians with a man in scoring position, trying to even up a game here. They trail 2-0. Need a little bit of offense to go here in the first to try and help out Danner Wirtz, the starting pitcher for Roseburg, who waits on deck. First pitch to the left-handed hitting Fletcher Coleman. He's also a left-handed thrower as well. He takes outside for ball one. Starting lineups were brought to you by Southern Septic Service. From residential to commercial, Southern Septic Service has your behind covered when it comes to septic tank pumping and inspections, portable toilet rentals, and grease trap cleaning. Southern Septic Service, woman and veteran owned, and a proud supporter of our local sports teams. Swing and a miss out of Coleman, and he's got a 1-1 count. Pesqueda. 1-1 delivery. There goes Burke. Throw down to third. A wrong side of the bag, and it gets away from Meek at third base. And in safely at third is Paxton Burke. He has stolen second, steals third. 2 balls and a strike. Or excuse me, I think I got that backwards, according to the scoreboard. Fletcher Coleman takes inside. Paxton Burke after a leadoff infield single at third base after he has stolen a couple of bags. He waits on the 2-2. It's fouled off. Fletcher Coleman trying to drive in a run and at least cut the deficit in half. He'll take high and away, and it's a full count. Fletcher Coleman on the season currently has 2 RBI. He has walked 6 times on the year. That leads Roseburg. He'll swing through the full count pitch from Pesqueda for strike 3. And that is a strikeout, 2 down. First punch out in the game for Pesqueda. And Danner Wirtz now looking to help his own cause, try to get his team on the board. He'll have to do it with 2 outs. Wirtz will stand in, facing Pesqueda for the first time today. He pitches outside for ball 1. Danner on the season, just 1 RBI so far this year. Roseburg offense needs some production. It's been a little bit low at times. The 1-0, and Wirtz takes high and inside, a 2-0 count. Pesqueda trying to hang on to that 2-0 lead that he was a part of building in the top of the first. His 2-0 is fouled back. 3 hits in the top half of the first inning for Grants Pass. Pesqueda had an RBI triple that scored the second run of that first inning. Now he's trying to protect that 2-0 lead. He's got the 2-1 pitch here for Danner Wirtz. Breaking ball, elevated. And the count goes to 3-1. A.J. Black waiting on deck. Here comes the 3-1, high and inside, ball 4. Runners on the corners for the Indians. This Roseburg team
third baseman, number 15,
coming off of going 1-3 in 4 games over spring break, where they played 2 teams ranked in the top 10 in the most recent coaches poll at the 6A level. Courtesy runner out at first base for Roseburg. Swing and a miss on the first offering to A.J. Black. Coming in to run was Rylan Glasser. He'll run at first base for Wirtz as the courtesy runner for the pitcher. 0-1 delivery to Black. He gets it in the air out towards right center. Should be playable. Calling off the right fielder is center fielder Max Hayes. And Roseburg will leave 2 stranded. We are through 1 inning of play. We will head to the top of the second. It's 2-0 Grants Pass in front here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
First batter for Grants Pass at the top of the second, the first baseman number 10, Ryan Glenn.
Ryan Glenn, the first baseman, will lead things off for Grants Pass. Fouls off the first pitch on the inside corner to start things off against Danner Wirtz here in the second. 2-0 lead, Grants Pass in that first inning. 3 hits, putting up 2 runs. The 0-1 pitch, fouled off by Glenn, 0-2 count. Today's game brought to you by First Choice Health Insurance, your trusted team for all your insurance needs. The 0-2 delivery from Wirtz. High. Ball one. Ryan Glenn up to bat to lead things off. The sophomore. 1-2 pitch. He fouls it away towards the parking lot to stay alive. Been impressed so far with Grants Pass. They have 3 hits with a couple extra base hits in that first inning. That was definitely impressive, but they've just been making a lot of contact, a lot of foul balls, battling at the plate. They've not been easy outs so far in this one. The 1-2 from Wirtz. Missing high at the plate. Glenn thought about it, lays off. He'll get to stand back in with a 2-2 count. Chops after a high pitch, makes contact, fouls it off to stay alive. He continues to battle there at the plate. Ryan Glenn leading things off in the second inning for the Cavemen. 2-2 pitch. Check swing, went around, throw down to first base, and they will get Glenn trying to go on the drop third strike. So that'll be the first out. Second strikeout in the game for Danner Wirtz. First out here in the second inning. That'll bring up Ryan Sedevy.
His batter will be the right fielder.
He is starting in right field. Sedevy, one of a handful of guys that saw some action against Roseburg last year during the high school season. 6 players returning from last year that played against Roseburg. First pitch outside to Sedevy. Grants Pass went 1-2 against Roseburg in the 3-game series last year. As Sedevy fouls off a pitch. In those 3 games, Ryan Sedevy played just one of them. He was 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. The 1-1. Fouls it back for strike 2. This Grants Pass team last year reaching the second round of the state playoffs, like Roseburg did, before they were knocked out. And the 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, sat on it. Sedevy fouls it away. Staying alive with 2 strikes. 14-13 overall last year for Grants Pass. 10-8, finished tied for third in the Southwest Conference. As the 1-2 pitch froze him with the curveball down looking. Sedevy goes down for the 3rd strikeout in the game for Danner Wirtz. And now Wirtz will face off against Max Hayes, the 8-hitter.
Next batter is center fielder, number 18, Max Hayes.
First pitch to Hayes. He gets around on it, launches it out towards right center, tracking that ball and making the grab is the center fielder, Christian Corba. That will do it for us here in the top of the second inning. Grants Pass, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. They lead it 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the second. Here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
At Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its 3rd generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Well, this is game one of a three-game series between Roseburg and Grants Pass. The two teams will meet down in Grants Pass coming up on Saturday, a doubleheader down there. Just a programming note for those that are tuning in. If you're listening on the radio with us here tonight for this game, we will not be on the radio on Saturday. We will have the video stream only. We've got coverage of the NCAA tournament Final Four on Saturday, so we'll be on the video stream only Saturday for that doubleheader. First pitch swinging for Christian Corba, belts one to deep center, but tracking it down, Max Hayes will run that one down. Corba, he put a charge into that first pitch he saw. Unfortunately, hit it pretty much right into dead center field. Max Hayes, he had to go back to get it, but didn't have to go left or right too much, so it was an easy path for him to get to that baseball and record the first out here in the second. One away as Corba gave it a ride. Nick Ruiz stands in. The left fielder takes the first pitch a little high for ball one. So again, on Saturday, we will be broadcasting, but it'll be only on our video stream. So make sure you know how to find the video stream. A 1-0 pitch. That hit Nick Ruiz. He tosses the bat away before anybody seemed to acknowledge the fact that that ball got him on the foot. He will head on down to first. First hit batter in the ball game for either side.
Next batter, first baseman, number 14, Brady.
So you can find our video stream on our website, 541radio.com. You can go there and go to the Score homepage. You'll find our pathway to get to the stream on our website, or you can go to our YouTube channel. As a first pitch, laced foul by Brady Popkin for strike one. So you can find our video stream on our website, or you can head to YouTube, search 1490 The Score on YouTube, find it there, hit the subscribe button, and that way you can get notified when we go live with another broadcast for Roseburg High Sports. The 0-1 pitch to Popkin. He hits another one foul sharply down the third base side for an 0-2 count. Brady Popkin batting in the 8th spot, starting at first base. Playing in his 5th game of the year, Roseburg's 7th game total. Pesqueda's 0-2 pitch, check swing. And will we get an appeal? They'll check down to first, and no, the call is that A.J. Black able to hold up. Roseburg playing their 7th game of the year. All 7 games have been right here at Champion Car Wash Field. They have not been on the road yet. Will be heading on the road for the first time as a pickoff throw to first base, not in time. Back in safely, Nick Ruiz after getting hit by a pitch. The 1-2 count for Popkin. Pesqueda delivers outside. It bounces off the mask of the catcher all the way to the backstop. Bassett will chase it down. Nick Ruiz will head up to second base on the wild pitch. And Brady Popkin with an RBI opportunity. 1 out, 1 on in scoring position. He's got a 2-2 count. Pesqueda has faced a man in scoring position in both innings so far, but he's kept it scoreless. The 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed by Popkin. Big strikeout there for Eric Pesqueda. His second. There's 2 away. Mason Young. He's been a hero already this season for Roseburg with a walk-off fielder's choice. He will look to try and come up with a big swing here to get the Indians on the board, trailing 2-0 in the second. He does put a charge into it, but it's dead center field. Not much adjustment needed for Max Hayes. Waits for it to come down, and the Indians do leave a man stranded once again here in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, and the one man left on. Through 2 innings of play in this 7-inning contest, it's still 2-0. The visiting Grants Pass Cavemen in front against Roseburg. Back for the 3rd inning here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Head to the top of the third, a 2-0 lead for Grants Pass. It'll be the 9-1-2 hitters coming up as Danner Wirtz buries the first pitch in the turf for ball one. Today's game brought to you by Roseburg Country Club, established in 1922, offering an 18-hole course with year-round playability. Find out more at roseburgcountryclub.com. Another pitch off the mark for Wirtz. He falls behind 2-0 against Cam Holland, the 9-hitter. Starting second baseman. Holland will take outside. He's ahead 3-0. Cam Holland, returning player for this Cavemen club. He takes a breaking ball high and gets a walk to lead things off. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg Baseball on The Score.
Top of the order now for Grants Pass, number 9, Troy Powers.
So Holland will make the trip down to first base, the returning honorable mention All Southwest Conference infielder. Back to the top of the order where Troy Powers will foul one off for strike one. Powers flew out to the third baseman in the first inning to start things off in today's ball game. Game 1 of 3 against these two teams. Saturday's doubleheader at Grants Pass will be a noon start time for game 1. 0-1 pitch, runner going, throw down to second base is offline. It was a swing at the plate by Powers. Powers trying to help protect the runner, offering at that pitch. Might have helped slow down things a little bit or get him offline for Amos Bowers. And so that puts a man in scoring position, and Powers with an 0-2 count will try to see if he can drive him in. Takes outside. Sun starting to poke through here. It's been overcast skies through much of the afternoon. Kind of looked like the threat of rain, but it's held off. And now we're starting to get a little bit of sun. Temperatures have been moderate in the 60s here this afternoon in the Umpqua Basin. 1-2 pitch. Powers will take outside. Bowers behind the plate, blocking the pitch, keeping the runner Holland out at second. Trayton Powers, he was a second-team all-conference selection last year in the outfield. He's starting at shortstop this season. Takes outside, and the count runs full. Powers against Roseburg last year, 3 games, went 2 for 10 with a couple of strikeouts. He's got a full count here, trying to get on base for the first time. He'll hit a line drive out towards left field. On the run, Nick Ruiz is there to collect it. Fires it back in as back to the bag goes Cam Holland. Powers gave it a charge, but the low line drive out towards left field. Tracked down. One away.
Number 11, Evan Valenzuela.
Now here comes the part of the lineup that did the damage in the first inning. Valenzuela led it off with a single, followed by Bassett, who's on deck with a double, and then Pesqueda followed with a triple. First pitch at the knees on the inner half for a called strike one to Valenzuela. Valenzuela, returning first-team all-conference player. He was a utility man last year. The 0-1 pitch to him. He chops it towards first. Playable for Popkin. He will take it to the bag. Runner moves up to third base. But Popkin will get the out at first. Been very impressed with Brady Popkin's glove at first base. He's not the everyday guy there, but when he has been there, he does a very good job defensively at first base. It'll be Nathan Bassett. An RBI double in his first at-bat. Will take on the corner for strike one. He'll look to try and add to it. Bassett, last year earning first-team honors as a catcher. The 0-1 pitch to him. They go outside again, this time a bit too much for Wirtz. Nathan Bassett last year against Roseburg played in 3 games, was 2 for 11 with a couple of RBI and 3 strikeouts. The 1-1 for Wirtz. Called strike 2 on the corner. Danner Wirtz, as a freshman last year, did pitch against Grants Pass. Through a complete game, 7 innings, but he took a loss in that one. Only gave up 2 runs, none of them earned. The 1-2, breaking ball outside. Carried just a bit much to the right-handed hitting Nathan Bassett. So Wirtz in his 1 start against Grants Pass was 0-1. Gave up 7 hits, 2 runs, none earned, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. His 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Got him with the off speed out in front of it for Bassett, and he will go down. That will finish off things in the top of the 3rd as Danner Wirtz will keep the Cavemen off the board. Once again, his 4th strikeout in the ballgame, and it is still 2-0 Grants Pass in front. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on for the Cavemen. Go to the bottom of the 3rd here on 541radio.com and on the Score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Bottom of the 3rd inning, Roseburg trailing 2-0 against the visiting Grants Pass Cavemen here at Champion Car Wash Field. Joey Keeran here with you. Thanks everybody for tuning in and joining us for the broadcast here. Roseburg softball in action at home against the Lady Cavers here today. We'll try to get you some score updates on games going on.
First batter for Roseburg is the top of the order, number 7, Paxton Burke.
Leading off, it'll be the top of the order for Roseburg. Paxton Burke up to bat for a second time, the switch hitter. Burke will take high for ball 1. He had an infield single that he beat out on a bounding ball to second base. Got on base, stole second, stole third, but was stranded. He'll hit another chopper up the middle, charging in, bare hand, throw to first base. Nice job at second base by Cam Holland. And his bare hand throw to first, right on target, 1 away. Almost got him for a second time, but Paxton Burke that time couldn't get it by him, thanks to the great play there by Holland. First pitch high to Amos Bowers for a 1-0 count. 1 out, nobody on. Pitch bounces off the dirt. 2-0. Oh. Roseburg is? Roseburg leading 7-0 against Grants Pass in the softball game. Top of the 3rd. I was trying to pull it up on Game Changer, but it does not appear to be loading for me. So Roseburg softball up big on Grants Pass in their game to open up conference play over at the Roseburg softball field on campus. 2-0 pitch, or make that 3-0. A pitch in for a strike to Bowers. 3 balls and a strike for Bowers with 1 out and nobody on. Amos Popped out to the first baseman. He will line one up the middle on his second at-bat. He'll have the second hit of the game for the Indians, and a nice line drive right back through the middle for Bowers. And he is on safely to get things started here in the third for the Indians. With one out, they'll look to try and get on a rally. Fletcher Coleman will stand in. Coleman, a strikeout victim in the first. Fletcher Coleman last year against Grants Pass. He was 1 for 5 in his 2 games that he played. The throw over to first base. Oh, they've got Bowers, and they will tag him out trying to get to second. So Bowers picked off at first, got caught off the bag for the second out. Tried to dive back in, looked like he kind of lost his footing over there. That's unfortunate. First pitch to Fletcher Coleman goes well outside. That would have easily gotten Bowers into scoring position. 1-0 count to Coleman with nobody on and 2 down. Roseburg trailing 2-0 here in the bottom of the third. The 1-0 pitch to Coleman, and well outside again. 2-0 count. Tonight's game brought to you by Dr. Alanson Randall Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Call 541-378-6694 or visit drrandall.com. 2-0 pitch, high. Well ahead in the at-bat here for Fletcher Coleman. And that's a 4-pitch walk. Coleman leads the team in base on balls and draws another one there, his 7th of the season. Second given up by Pesqueda so far here today, but the Indians have gotten runners on in every inning, but they have not been able to make Pesqueda pay for it. Danner Wirtz will try as he takes the first pitch for a strike. Today, the start of conference play, you've got South Eugene at South Medford in the other baseball matchup, and then Sheldon at Willamette. Those are the other league games going on today. 0-1 pitch, inside with the breaking ball. North Medford is the odd man out today, so they are off. I guess that would mean they're off all week. They might have non-league games that they've got scheduled, but no league games this week. 1-1 to Wirtz is high up near the eyeballs. A 2-1 count. Trying to see if we can get any scores as a visit out to the mound for Bassett to talk with Pesqueda. See if we can get any scores on some of those games going on. Is that the baseball game? Yeah, I think that is. Sheldon in the bottom of the third leading 9-0 against the Willamette Wolverines. That is a surprising score to start. Willamette started the day as the #1 team in the power rankings. Now, it's still very early as a pickoff throw to first is not on time and not on target. It's very early on the power rankings, but Willamette was seen as a pretty powerful team. They received 1 first-place vote in the most recent coaches poll. They were sitting at number 8 in the standings. As a pitch outside, taking off for second base, and no throw by Bassett as the ball got away from him. Fletcher Coleman will take second. Put it down as a wild pitch, and Fletcher Coleman into second base. A 3-1 count at the plate for Danner Wirtz. So Sheldon leading big against Willamette in that matchup. That's interesting to see. 3-1 delivery to Wirtz. Puts one in the air out towards left field. Deep ball. That one going all the way back to the wall. It's at the fence, and it is gone! A 2-run blast to tie it up here in the third. The first home run of the season for the Roseburg Indians and for Danner Wirtz. Danner comes through with a big blast over the left center field wall. That is one of the deepest parts of the park, but he gets all of it. And he ties us up here in the third. That ball just kept going as it goes just to the right of the scoreboard out there and will score Fletcher Coleman from second. And we are tied up here in the third. What a blast. So 2 outs, nobody on, and up to bat A.J. Black with a 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. We do not see too many home runs hit here, but now I believe that is our second high school home run hit here. Actually, that's not true. That pitch goes behind Black. South Salem hit a couple in one game against Roseburg, and so that's actually, I believe, the 4th high school home run we've seen hit here this season. That is kind of a rarity. Ball flying out of the ballpark early this year. 2-1 pitch is high, a 3-1 count. A.J. Black out in front against Pesqueda. Black pops it up. It'll get out of play back behind home. That'll be strike 2. So the Indians battle their way back. A 2-run, 2-out home run for Danner Wirtz helps his own cause and ties this one up for the Indians. 3-2 pitch to A.J. Black is low. That is ball 4. Nobody's indicating to A.J. that he needs to take his back. I thought it was. That's what we had on our scoreboard. But no indication there initially. That'll be the 3rd walk for Pesqueda allowed.
Next batter is number 4, Christian Corba.
So the 3rd inning will continue with a 2-out walk. 2 hits here in the frame for the Indians. Pitch outside, a 1-0 count. For Danner Wirtz, first home run of the season. Ground ball hit third base side for Corba. He's racing down the line. Throw across is off target and off the bag at first was Glenn. The throw from Meek will be offline, pulling the first baseman off the bag. Corba will get on safely, and up to second base goes A.J. Black. And so Roseburg will have runners at first and second. That'll be the first error in the game for Grants Pass. And the Indians, a little bit of momentum going here. See if the 2-out rally continues. Nick Ruiz, first pitch is down the line but foul.
13, Nick Ruiz.
Nick Ruiz with a couple RBI on the season so far. He was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. Takes a breaking ball low and outside, a 1-1 count. Pesqueda's 1-1 pitch. That's in for a strike. One-two pitch, trying to get through this third inning after giving up the lead here. Pesqueda needs one more. The 1-2, and gets a swing and a miss for strike 3. Strikeout for Nick Ruiz to finish off the bottom of the third, but we tie it up. The Roseburg Indians get a 2-run blast from Danner Wirtz to get 2 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error for the Cavemen. 2 runners left on base for the Indians. Head to the top of the 4th here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its 3rd generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Everest, K2, and now the Mountain by Mountain Mike's Pizza. The biggest pizza this side of the Rockies. The mountain-sized pizza is a massive 20 inches wide, delivering 20 slices and a mountain of toppings. Made with the freshest and finest ingredients. Dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. It's time to go big. Order yours now by using our mobile app.
Top of the 4th inning, a 2-2 ball game after a big blast from Danner Wirtz, who's now back on the bump, looking to try and keep it a tie ball game. He's got a 1-1 count against Eric Pesqueda, the pitcher for Grants Pass, who will foul one off towards his own dugout on the first base side. Pesqueda now trying to help his own cause and battle his way back after giving up the lead. 1-2 delivery here for Wirtz. Swing and a miss. And that'll be a strikeout to get things started. And that is the 5th in the ballgame for Danner. Said it early on that this season the tendency has been for him to maybe be a little shaky out of the gates, but then he really settles in nicely, and that seems to be once again the case for Danner here so far today. First pitch is fouled away for strike 1 by Cruz Carnes, who struck out in the first inning. The 0-1 hits the corner for Wirtz, and it's an 0-2 count for Carnes. The 0-2 to Carnes. Couldn't get him to chase after the breaking ball outside. Well, the score that I have, but I'm not sure where they're at in the game, South Eugene leading 2-0 against South Medford as the ball fouled down the third base line. So South Medford and Willamette, they power rankings, I think in the actual coaches poll, both Willamette and South Medford were in the top 10 in the coaches poll that just came out today. And they're both on the wrong end of the scoreboard at the moment, it looks like, to start out conference play. So that's interesting. Swing and a miss on a slow curve. Carnes out in front of it. That is the 6th in the game for Danner Wirtz. He struck out 3 straight.
Next batter's number
2
10,
down.
Ryan Glenn.
And up to bat will be Ryan Glenn. First pitch, a strike. Today's game brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. It's pizza the way it ought to be. If you're still thinking, what's for dinner? The answer might just be Mountain Mike's. Strike on the outside corner. And Wirtz is out to an 0-2 lead in the at-bat against Ryan Glenn. He struck out in the second. He fouls off a pitch to stay alive. Oh-2. It's high, a 1-2 count. For Roseburg Sports today, we told you the softball team leading big against Grants Pass and their game going on. There's other stuff going on today as well. There's a breaking ball. Strike 3 called. A late punch out, but that will do it here in the top of the 4th. Down looking is Ryan Glenn as the Cavemen go down. Striking out the side is Danner Wirtz. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's tied at 2. And Roseburg coming up to bat with with the 8-9-1 hitters, Popkin, Young, and Burke when we return here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Moving on along nicely here. Quick programming note, we have Beavers baseball coming up once we get done with Roseburg baseball here on the Score. Beavers taking on the University of Washington. They start in about 13 minutes from now. And once we get done, we will jump over to coverage of that for you here on the Score. Brady Popkin leading off, takes a strike from Eric Pesqueda. Popkin hits one opposite field down the line. Could be trouble. Long run. That just goes foul. Popkin almost snuck one in, but it just lands across the line. And that'll be strike 2 for him. Well, told you other stuff going on today for Roseburg High Sports. So softball leading big. They are at home. Roseburg boys lacrosse is at Hillsboro. They play tonight at 7:30. Roseburg girls lacrosse hosting Sheldon tonight. They get started at 6 o'clock over at Finlay Field. 0-2 pitch to Popkin is outside. Bounces in short. And tennis was supposed to be taking on North Medford yesterday. I think it got delayed to today. I'm hoping that they got their matches in. So 1-2 pitch. Popkin gets around on a high inside pitch. Got the barrel on it, but he was way off angle, and that one definitely out towards the parking lot. So a lot of spring sports in action here today as we keep cruising right through this spring sports season. 1-2, and Popkin will take outside. College baseball, mentioned the Beavers game coming up tonight here on The Score once we get off the air. It's a 2-2 pitch from Pesqueda. Popkin fouls off another one to stay alive. You've got Oregon baseball. They just got underway at 5 o'clock. They're hosting the Portland Pilots, who have been a tough team to beat. Pilots upsetting Oregon State earlier in the season. The Oregon Ducks coming in, I believe, at number 15 in the most recent poll. That would be another big one for the Pilots. As another ball launched to the parking lot for Popkin. He's going to owe a few people some new windshields, I think, out that direction. He's been spraying it both sides of the field, but in foul territory. The 2-2 once again came in inside, almost got him, but just misses, and he's got himself a full count. Also coming up tonight, Portland Trailblazers in a big game against the Los Angeles Clippers. That one starts at 8 o'clock. With all the other stuff on the airwaves, we will not have Blazers basketball on The Score tonight. 3-2 pitch once again. Not once again, but another pitch there and a long at-bat for Brady Popkin, and he earns himself a walk. Pesqueda gives up his fourth walk in the ball game. One on to start things off here in the fourth. But be cautious. Pesqueda has already picked off one runner. He has been pretty good with his move to first. Gives a look over to Popkin over that direction. Showing a bunt. Mason Young pops it up. It is a fair. Oh, that dropped in, and it's a fair ball, and on safely will be Young. Came charging in. Tyler Miller had a chance to catch that ball in the air. He went sliding feet first, and he could not make the play. He had a chance to get to that ball, but he could not catch it, and he touched it in fair territory. So that will be a bunt single for Mason Young. He smothered it in fair territory and could not make the play. So Roseburg will have him at first and second with nobody out, and the top of their order up. First pitch misses outside to Paxton Burke, who is 1 for 2 in the game. He'll take in the dirt, a 2-0 count. Popkin gives it a look out at second, but does not look to go. It was not an easy play for Tyler Meek to get to, and it was unfortunate that he touched it because it might have had a chance to roll into foul territory. I think it did eventually, but he had already touched it in fair territory as the ball swung on and fouled back to the backstop by Burke. So fair ball, and on safely was Young. Roseburg has not led in the matchup. They were down 2-0, tied it in the third on a 2-run homer by Danner Wirtz, trying to take a lead now with nobody out and runners at first and second. Burke will power one out towards left field, going back and making the catch, tagging. Popkin's going to go for third. The throw will not get there. It is cut off by the shortstop Powers. So a long out for Burke will move the runner up. One away, puts runners on the corners for the Indians. Amos Bowers now in a spot to try and drive in the go-ahead run. He had a line drive single in the third before he got picked off at first base. That ball, the ball is flying around the ballpark a little bit here. We've seen Grants Pass hit a couple of deep ones, and now Burke, he gave that one a ride as a pickoff throw to first, not in time to get Young. Burke gives that one a ride out just a little short of the warning track. Nice job to run it down by Valenzuela out and left. First pitch to Bowers. He'll hit one down the right field side. It's hooking into the bullpen, and it'll be a foul ball for strike one. Today's ball game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. And by our friends over at Palm Wealth Management, a member of D.A. Davidson and Company, member SIPC. Pickoff throw to first. In safely goes Young. League opener, Southwest Conference play beginning today. The 0-1. Bowers lays down a bunt. First base side. Throw to the plate. And they are going to get Popkin at the dish. They tried to lay down the safety squeeze. And they just could not quite pull it off. That was the pickoff throw. So out at home was Popkin for the second out. It'll bring up Fletcher Coleman to bat with 2 outs. And Coleman will swing through the first pitch for strike one. Coleman walked his last time up, also a strikeout victim. Scored on the 2-run homer by Danner Wirtz. He takes strike 2. Oh, 2 count. Fletcher goes opposite field, fouls it away. Roseburg had the opportunity here, golden one, to try and take the lead for the first time tonight, but Pesqueda has managed to work his way through it so far. Needs one more out. At second base, Mason Young. At first base, Amos Bowers. The 0-2 from Pesqueda. Check swing on a ball in the dirt, and they're going to appeal on it. Did he go around? No, that is going to be ball one. Behind the plate, Nathan Bassett scooped it up off the turf, quickly tried to apply a tag as he was calling for the appeal to the umpire. Doesn't get the call he wanted there. So it's a 1-2 count for Fletcher Coleman. Coleman pops one up, shallow left center, going out. Powers, the shortstop. He will make the catch, and that will get Grants Pass through the jam. Roseburg got the first 2 runners on base, unable to capitalize on it. They're still tied with Grants Pass 2-2 as we head to the top of the 5th. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. Go to the top of the 5th inning here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Roseburg Baseball here on the Score is brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Grants Pass number 12, Ryan Sadavy.
Ryan Sedevy will lead things off. Ground ball towards short. Charging in, Paxton Burke. The throw on the run. Right on target to Brady Popkin. And that will retire the 7-hitter in the lineup to lead things off here in the 5th. A 2-2 ball game. Roseburg and Grants Pass meeting in the Southwest Conference opener for both teams. They'll meet for a doubleheader coming up on Saturday. Max Hayes, the center fielder, swings through for strike 1. The 0-1. That ball lifted to right field. Fletcher Coleman on the run. It's going to carry a bit out there, but Coleman will get to it. Ball again. As I said earlier, it is carrying a bit here today. Hayes flies out to right field. He's flown out twice now, and Cam Holland, a walk in the 3rd inning. He will step up to bat. Cam Holland takes a pitch outside. Nobody on. Does not matter. That ball gets by into the backstop. Cam Holland has committed. No, actually, do not have him a college commit just yet. Sorry, I do for a few. He's only a junior. He's going to power one to the alley in right center. That ball will get down and it will roll. Corba chasing it down. Holland heading for second. They're going to wave him to third. The relay from Burke is not going to be in time. It will get by. It'll get stopped by the fence in front of the Roseburg dugout. Lucky for the Indians there. A 2-out triple for the 9-hitter Holland. And that is the first base hit since the 1st inning for Grants Pass. And Holland, I was going to say it earlier, he drew a walk in the 3rd. He was the last batter to reach base against Danner Wirtz. Wirtz had retired 8 consecutive, but he gives up a 2-out triple. And Grants Pass is 90 feet away from retaking the lead. A first pitch strike 1 to the top of the order, Trayton Powers, who is up for a 3rd time. That was the 2nd triple in this game for Grants Pass. The 0-1 pitch, a breaking ball, throw down to 3rd base. Smothering the ball over there. A.J. Black makes sure he doesn't get by as he had to contend with Holland sliding back into the bag in front of him. Danner's 1-1 pitch here to Powers. Chops it foul for strike 2. Powers 0 for 2 in the ballgame. One ball, 2 strikes. Trayton Powers is quite the football prodigy. A 1-2 pitch to him, high and away. He's apparently, according to his social medias, he is ranked the #1 running back in the class of 2027 in the state of Oregon. In back-to-back weeks, he set the school rushing record at Grants Pass in the football season. Right now he's trying to come up big on the baseball diamond. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball just sits outside for Wirtz, and the count goes full. His school record now, 362 yards rushing in one game. 3-2 pitch, fouled back. Powers here trying to come up big. Trayton was 1 for 1 with a couple of runs scored in the 6-4 win against North Medford back on Thursday. He swings through, won't come up with a chance to try and put the run on the board there. Final out in the top of the 5th. He strikes out. That is the 8th strikeout in the game for Danner Wirtz, and it gets him out of a jam here in the 5th. A 2-out triple for Cam Holland. He's left stuck at third. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Go to the bottom of the 5th here on 541radio.com. And on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. pizza the way it ought to be.
At Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its third generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Pitchers battling here today. Eric Pesqueda had the early lead, gives it up, and trying to hang on to it here. He's going to the bottom of the fifth. We'll face Wirtz, Blacken, and Corba. Danner Wirtz on the other side gave up the lead early, fought back to give himself a tie ball game, and he has been really looking strong as the game continues. Danner Wirtz now trying to come up to the plate and deliver once again. His two-run homer in the third came with 2 outs and tied the game up. He'll lead things off here in the fifth. Pesqueda out of his windup. His breaking ball misses inside, a 1-0 count to start. Today's contest is sponsored by Gibbs RV Superstore. You gotta get to Gibbs. Wirtz goes right side. That ball well struck. It's going back at the warning track. It bounces off the warning track and over the fence for a ground rule double. And Danner Wirtz is having a day at the plate here. He came up just shy, maybe by about 10 feet, of getting that ball out of the ballpark again. It hits just shy of the warning track, and off the springy turf, it bounces up and over and out of play for a ground rule double to lead things off here in the fifth inning for the Indians. A walk and now 2 hits in this game for Danner Wirtz. Courtesy runner will come in. That is Glasser out at second to run for the pitcher. A.J. Black. A balk is called. They're going to say that Pesqueda did a little shoulder shimmy before he came set, or after he came set, I should say. And so a balk is called, and that'll put Glasser, who's running for Wirtz, up to third. So now the Indians in a great spot here. A.J. Black at the plate. They're playing in on the infield, and A.J. will take a strike on the corner. To the right-handed hitter, hits the outside edge. Pesqueda has been able to pitch out of some trouble the last couple of innings, trying to do it again here with nobody out and a man at third. Ground ball left side, bare hand, and a throw across the diamond. Misplayed at first base on the low throw by Glenn, and on safely is A.J. Black. That'll be an error for the Cavemen. This Grants Pass team likes to use the bare hand. Cam Holland, I will give him credit. He made a great play, and it seemed like it was kind of a do or die. Got to make the play with the bare hand and get it over to first. I'm not sure Tyler Meek needed to barehand that one, but he did, and then the low throw to first, it was not played cleanly by Ryan Glenn, and so that allows the man to get on. So 2 on, runners on the corners, a throw over to first base. Back in safely goes A.J. Black. Nobody out here in the fifth inning, and this is a prime chance for Roseburg to try and take the lead. They play for the double play up the middle with Powers and Holland playing back. A throw in at the knees called a strike to Christian Corba. Corba reached on an error in the third inning on a ball hit to third base. He also put a charge into a ball to deep center field back in the second. This one not deep enough. It's going to be in foul territory for Ryan Glenn. The first baseman reaches up and makes the grab, 1 away. Big first out there for the Cavemen. Nick Ruiz, hit by a pitch and a strikeout, will step up to bat here. Pickoff throw to first. Back in goes A.J. Black. Eric Pesqueda into his fifth inning of work. He's given up 5 hits as that pitch bounces in, running for second. The throw cut off. Staying at third was Glasser, and A.J. Black will take second base. A 1-0 count at the plate for Ruiz. So second and third with just one out. The infield will play in. Ruiz trying to put the ball in play and score a run. He'll take a strike. Five hits in the ballgame total for Roseburg. 4 hits in the game on the other side for Grants Pass. A 1-1 to Ruiz. He hits a line drive to left field. That ball will get down. Out at second base, A.J. Black. He's turning, heading, going to the plate. The throw gets away from the third baseman, Meek, and it's a 2-run single for Nick Ruiz. Nick comes through with the base knock needed to give Roseburg a 2-run advantage. A line drive out to Valenzuela in left. And 2-run single. Black scores from second. Easily coming in to score from third was Glasser, who runs for Danner Wirtz, who led off the inning with a ground rule double. Pitch high, ball 1 to Brady Popkin. So here we go. It's a 4-2 lead. Now for Roseburg. There's a pitch outside. Out at first base. Got to get back to the bag, and able to do so, Ruiz will. Some struggles behind the plate by Bassett to get to that ball quickly. Bassett did a nice job to keep it in front of him. If he had been able to scoop it, he might have been able to throw to first to get Ruiz off the bag as he read that one off the turf. 2-0 pitch to Popkin. Takes a strike. Catch in the outside corner. Nick Ruiz comes through with a 2-run single, his first hit in the game. And for Ruiz, he doubles the number of RBIs he had coming into today's action. Again, Popkin launches one to the parking lot. That might be able to hit a house over there. They got so far around on that one. Out across Stewart Parkway. Kind of figured I parked normally in a pretty decent spot, but man, Brady Popkin's got me concerned about my vehicle out there. 2-2 here for Popkin with Ruiz at first and 1 out. There goes Nick. Throw down to second base, offline, and Ruiz in safely. It trickles into the outfield, but the Cavemen have the play backed up. It'll be a full count. Full count here for Popkin with the man at second base now. The 3-2. Brady waits. Pesqueda delivers outside. That's ball 4. They've got Ruiz way off the bag. The throw to second base offline, and a trot down to first base for Popkin after drawing his second walk of the game. That is the 5th walk, unless I've missed any. 5th walk in the game for Eric Pesqueda. He's also hit one batter as well, and we're going to get a visit out to the mound for the Cavemen coaching staff. They're going to have a conversation out there, and it looks like they're going to take the ball from Pesqueda and make some defensive movement. So here in the 5th inning, Roseburg grabs a 2-run lead, 4-2. They've got 2 on with 1 out, and Eric Pesqueda will be relieved on the mound. We'll take a 1-minute timeout for the pitcher change and come back to tell you about all the new defensive alignment when we return here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
It'll be a lefty to take over on the mound for Grants Pass. And that will be Mason Scott who will enter the game. I believe Scott will come in for Tyler Meek, who is getting DH'd for. Meek at third base will exit the game. And then Eric Pasqueda has moved to third defensively. Mason Scott will take over on the mound. Mason Scott looks like a youngster out there, and he is a sophomore. First time that Roseburg will get a chance to see him. Lefty taking over in relief here in the fifth. Scott inherits runners at first and second. Roseburg leading 4-2 after rallying back from a 2-0 deficit. Mason Young had a bunt single in the fourth on a tough play that Meek at third base came sliding in to try and make the grab and could not do it. Young squared the bunt, takes high and away for ball one. Pitching change for the Cavemen here. And tonight's game brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Contact the travel leaders at Travel Leader Flyaway Travel. Make sure that you have an expert in your corner. Call 541-672-5701 for your next trip. A 1-0 to Young. He squares the bunt again. This time he puts it down third base side. It will just trickle foul. Pretty nice bunt there from Mason Young. It just trickled across the line. Out at second base, Nick Ruiz after his two-run single. Brady Popkin, a walk. He's on at first. Roseburg leading 4-2 against Grants Pass here in the bottom of the fifth. Have seen some activity in the Roseburg bullpen at times. Not sure. They may look to relieve Wirtz at some point. Showing a bunt and taking the ball low. 2-1 count for Young. Not sure. Could maybe pull it up here. Might be able to find out on the game changer for Roseburg on how many pitches that Wirtz has thrown. The 2-1, Young will lay down another bunt down the third base line, and again it trickles foul. Let's see here. They've got Wirtz down for 78 pitches. Let's see what that means. A 2-2 pitch here for Scott working against Young. Young gets around on a pitch, launches it out towards shallow center field. It'll get down. Ruiz has got to get to third, and he will. They don't try to throw it that direction. He was having to hold to make sure he didn't get too far off the bag in case that ball was caught. Brady Popkin got a good read on it. He was almost all the way to second. He had a pretty good idea that that ball was going to land, and it's a bloop Texas leaguer for Mason Young. He has gotten a little lucky with a couple of singles in this one here today. And the bases are loaded for the top of the order. Paxton Burke coming up in a big spot for the Tribe. Just one out still. And Burke, who is 1 for 3, has an RBI opportunity. First pitch swinging, line drive into left field. That'll drive in at least one, and that is what they'll get. Popkin holds at third. Coming in to score is Ruiz on the RBI single by Paxton Burke. Burke delivers against the lefty, batting right-handed. He comes through with the RBI single for his second hit of the game.
Number 11, Amos Bowers.
Roseburg will add another one, their third run here in the fifth. Base is still loaded. It is 5-2. Mason Scott facing Amos Bowers. Bowers fouls off the first pitch. Amos is 1 for 3 today, looking for his third time on base. He got on with a fielder's choice in the fourth and looking to try and pick up an RBI. Yeah, if they decided to pull out Wirtz, they might be able to bring him back on the weekend for at least a limited amount of activity. Is a pitch high. If he's at 78, that means he's under the 85. So today's Tuesday, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, he could come back full eligibility on Saturday to pitch again if he really wanted to, or if they really wanted him to. As a pitch outside, 2-1 count. So they may be playing the pitch limit game with Danner Wirtz, and now with a 3-run lead. If they felt comfortable with that, Roseburg could make a move and try to save Danner to be able to come back and pitch on the weekend. 2-1 delivery to Bowers. He fouls off a pitch for strike 2. Two-two delivery. Mason Scott, the lefty, on in relief. Misses just off the outside corner. Full count pitch. Lifted right side, but well foul. Down that right field line for Bowers, and the at-bat will continue. Bowers again fouls off another one down the right field side. So it looks like I've got an update on the South Medford and South Eugene game. I think South must have taken an early 2-0 lead, but South Eugene, they're both South, so South Eugene took an early 2-0 lead, but South Medford rallied back. They're leading 12-2 as they go to the bottom of the fourth in that one. The 3-2 pitch on the inside corner for strike 3. Down looking is Amos Bowers. First strikeout for Mason Scott. 2 down. It'll be the 9th hitter to the plate for the Indians here in the 5th. Started with Danner Wirtz, who waits on deck. He had a ground rule double over the right field fence. That's what got things started for the Indians here in the 5th inning. Fletcher Coleman, with the bases loaded, works one to first. Ryan Glenn is there. He will take it to the bag himself, and that'll retire the side. Roseburg sends 9 hitters to the plate here in the 5th inning, and they're able to score 3. 3 runs come in on 4 hits. There was 1 error for Grants Pass and 3 runners left on base. We will go to the top of the 6th inning here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Some score updates as the conference begins play here today. South Eugene at South Medford, and we were just telling you they are heading to the bottom of the 4th there. South Medford leading 12-2. Sheldon at Willamette. Sheldon jumped out to a 9-0 lead in that one, but they're going to the bottom of the 6th there. Willamette coming up to bat. They trail 9-5 as they're down to their final 6 outs to work with. Try and get you a score update on the Roseburg softball game. We got anything over there? Yes. See how that's going over there. 8-0 Roseburg. They're in the top of the 5th in the softball matchup against Grants Pass across town. So leading off, it'll be Evan Valenzuela. He will ground one towards second. And the throw over to first base by Mason Young. Got on him quick. He makes the play, and it sends it over to Brady Popkin at first to get the first out here in the 6th inning. Pesqueda now that was Valenzuela, not Pesqueda. That was Valenzuela that grounded out to second.
Nathan Bassett.
Bassett will take the first pitch for strike one as Danner Wirtz continues to throw for Roseburg. Fouls one into the glove for strike two. So some high scoring going on in other games around the Southwest Conference here tonight. The 0-2 pitch bounces outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Nathan Bassett. Bassett is committed. He's headed to Ohlone College. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right as he fouls off the pitch. Ohlone. It's a junior college down in Fremont, California. He is committed to go play there. One of a couple of college commits on this Grants Pass team. The 1-2 from Wirtz. Popped him up. Center field. Corba. Going to have to wait a while for this one to come down. Finally does. The Rainmaker drops into his glove for the second out. 2 down. It'll be Pesqueda now. Eric Pesqueda, 1 for 2. Pesqueda, the third baseman now, after starting at the pitcher's position, takes high for ball 1. He had a RBI triple in the first when Grants Pass jumped out to a 2-0 lead. But Danner Wirtz has settled in, and he fires in a strike on a breaking ball. Pesqueda is committed to go to Clackamas Community College, the transfer from North Valley, joining Grants Pass this year. Takes inside, 2 balls and a strike. Tonight's game brought to you by McClendon Smokehouse. 2-1 pitch, up and out of play. Over the right side. 2-2 for Pesqueda. A family-owned meat shop and smokehouse offering a wide selection, plus fresh produce, baked goods, and a general grocery selection. Stop by on West Harvard Avenue and check out McClendon Smokehouse. 2-2. Swung on and missed. Another strikeout for Pesqueda, and for Danner Wirtz, that is number 9 on the night. And that will finish things off here in the top of the 6th inning. Roseburg leads this one 5-2 as we head to the bottom of the 6th here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its 3rd generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Everest, K2, and now the Mountain by Mountain Mike's Pizza. The biggest pizza this side of the Rockies. The mountain-sized pizza is a massive 20 inches wide, delivering 20 slices and a mountain of toppings. Made with the freshest and finest ingredients. Dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. It's time to go big. Order yours now by using our mobile app.
Bottom of the 6th inning, a 5-2 lead for Roseburg. Joey Keeran here with you, bringing you Roseburg baseball. We want to say thanks to our pregame show sponsor, Roseburg Disposal. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Leading off for a second consecutive inning will be Danner Wirtz, and he takes a strike from the lefty, Mason Scott. It'll be the first time that he faces Mason. 2 for 2 in the game with a walk, a homer, and a ground rule double. Wirtz will take high and away. Mason Scott coming in for Eric Pesqueda. Pesqueda goes 4 and a third in this one. Line drive shot, 3 for 3 on the day for Danner Wirtz, and that is a great sign for Roseburg if he has got his bat going. It was a bit of a slow start to the season, and he is coming on hot here tonight. That is his third hit in the game. 9th hit in the game for Roseburg. The courtesy runner will come on for him. That is Glasser. So big day on the mound, big day at the plate for Danner Wirtz. Checking in on that Sheldon and Willamette game. Willamette has rallied back. They're down by 1, 9-8 in the bottom of the 6th, and they've got the game-tying run at third with 1 out. First pitch, a strike to A.J. Black, who is 0 for 2 in the game. A walk, and he reached on an error and scored in the 5th. The 0-1 to Black takes another strike on the corner from the lefty Scott. The 0-2 pitch from Scott, taking off and running, heading for second. The throw, not in time, and it gets away out of the glove for the shortstop Powers. So Glasser just put his head down and took off on the mound. Scott saw him go, picked off to first, but the throw from the mound to first, down to second, not in time to get Glasser, who will steal second. With nobody out, we've got a man in scoring position. A.J. Black at the plate with the 0-2 count. Scott will deliver in, and A.J. fouls it off. 0-2 count. They are now tied in Eugene there at Willamette High School, Sheldon and Willamette. The Wolverines rallying back from a 9-0 deficit. 0-2 pitch to Black. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball into the glove for Bassett. 1 away.
Next batter is number 4, Christian.
That'll bring up Christian Corba. 2 strikeouts in the game now for Mason Scott. First pitch to Corba is a strike on the corner. Check out the final line for Eric Pasqueda in this one. The 0-1 to Corba is fouled back for strike 2. And Willamette has taken a 1-run lead in the bottom of the 6th. Jeez, what a comeback for the Wolverines. Time called before the next pitch. Eric Pasqueda, 4 1/3 innings. He gave up 5 runs on 6 hits, 5 walks, and 3 strikeouts. He had 1 hit batter in there as well. Not all 5 are going to be earned runs. Pitched well inside against Corba. He slides out of the way. Back to second goes Glasser. Yeah, I'd probably say 3 of the 5 are earned runs, but that's just kind of a quick guess. The 1-2 to Corba. Fouled back again. These 2 teams meeting again Saturday, starting at noon, a doubleheader down at Grants Pass High School. Nice facility to go play at as well. Seen some balls hit out there through the years. The 1-2. Corba got around and launches one to the parking lot. Going to be a lot of souvenirs out there in the parking lot for somebody. Roseburg might need to just plant somebody out there in the parking lot retrieving foul balls. 1-2 out at second is Corba. Pickoff throw to second base. They got him in a rundown. Excuse me, that's Glasser out there, not Corba. Glasser heading back towards third. Try to get around the tag. Will not. He was out there getting a pretty aggressive secondary lead, and he gets picked off for the second out. So the bases are empty with 2 away. Roseburg's had a couple of base running just a little over-aggressive on the bases. Don't want to call them blunders, but they've definitely had a couple where they have been a bit too aggressive. As the ball off the handle into foul territory, giving chase. Glenn at first base can't get there in time. It'll stay a 1-2 count for Christian Corba. In the pregame show and at the start of the ball game, your starting lineup's always brought to you by Southern Septic Service. From residential to commercial, Southern Septic Service has your behind covered when it comes to septic tank pumping and inspections, portable toilet rentals, and grease trap cleaning. Foul tip into the glove for strike 3, and that will do it here in the 6th inning for the Tribe. A leadoff single by Danner Wirtz, and they are unable to do anything with it, as Mason Scott will get through the 6th inning. No runs on the one hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We will head to the 7th inning. Roseburg leading it by 3, 5-2 here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Come back just a hair late as Danner Wirtz likes to work quickly in between innings. So it's a leadoff single by Cruz Carnes. We'll show it to the folks watching online. That was Carnes singling through the left side to lead things off. 1 on with nobody out to start things here in the 7th for Grants Pass. A pickoff throw on a pitch outside. Amos Bowers can't get it to Popkin down at first in time. So Carnes on base. That is just the second hit since the first inning for Grants Pass. Pitch high and away, a 2-0 count for Ryan Glenn, the first baseman. Danner Wirtz out there to try and close it out here in the 7th. Needs 3 outs. He'll drop a breaking ball in that looked pretty good, but I'm pretty sure didn't see a late strike call on that one. I'm pretty sure it was ruled out of the zone. 3-0 pitch, and Wirtz will walk a runner. That brings the game-tying run to the plate. For Danner, just his second walk in the ballgame. Runners at first and second with nobody out. And it brings up Ryan Sedevy.
Ryan Sedevy will be the batter, number 12.
First pitch to Sedevy, swings through for strike 1. He is 0 for 2 in this ballgame. So 3 hits in the first inning, only 2 hits since then for Grants Pass. 1 in the 6th, that 1 in the 5th, and now 1 here in the 7th. Another strike across against Sedevy. He's behind 0-2. A reminder, we're going to get you to Beavers baseball coming up when we wrap things up here on the Score. We will head over on the radio side. We'll go to Beavers baseball coming up next. The 0-2 pitch, so close, just misses. Tonight's game brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Foul ball, and staying alive is Sedevy. Checking in, they're headed to the bottom of the 2nd in that game against the Huskies. The Beavers trailing 4-0. A 1-2 pitch to Ryan Sedevy, the right fielder. Wirtz, a breaking ball, got him to chase it outside for strike 3. That is strikeout number 10 on the night for Danner. And it's a big first out here in the 7th inning. He needs 2 more with 2 runners on.
Next batter is number 18, Max Hayes.
Looks like Willamette has rallied back to win 10-9 in that one. That was a first pitch, strike one. So the Wolverines will go to 1-0 in league play. And South Medford wins 12-2 over South Eugene to go to 1-0. Outside, a 1-1 count here to Max Hayes, the center fielder, who is 0 for 2 with a couple of fly ball outs. Wirtz gets a swing and a miss on the 1-1. Throw down to second base. They get him out at second base. Too far off the bag out at second for Carnes, and he is picked off by Bowers out at second. See if we can get a replay quickly on that one for those watching online. Throw down. Oh, nifty throw to get down at second base. So now 2 away with a man at first. It's a 1-2 count for Max Hayes, and he stays alive as he fouls off a pitch. So just like that, the Cavemen are down to their final out here in the 7th and in the ballgame. It's a roller out towards short. Taking it to the bag himself is Paxton Burke. He'll get the force out at second base, and that will finish off the game. Roseburg will get a win and go to 1-0 in conference play as they will end a 3-game winning streak for the Grants Pass Cavemen. Grants Pass will fall 5-2 against Roseburg here in game 1 of this 3-game series between the two clubs. They will play a doubleheader coming up on Saturday in Grants Pass. We'll take a break. We come back. We'll have the final numbers on this one, and then we'll get you over to Beavers baseball for the rest of that game. They're in the bottom of the second right now, so you should be able to catch most of this one here this evening between the Beavers and the Huskies. We'll take a quick timeout and come back with the postgame show here on 541radio.com and on the Score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Looking to expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
At Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its 3rd generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
It's a final in this conference opener. Roseburg gets a win. They'll go to 1-0 in conference play. Grants Pass falls to 0-1. The Cavemen now 3-6 on the season. Roseburg at 4-3. Final score 5-2. Taking a look at the numbers: 2 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors, and 3 men left on base for the Cavemen. For Roseburg, 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors, and 10 men left on base. They could have done a little bit more damage here today, but they do what's needed. They get a 5-2 victory. Danner Wirtz picks up the win to go to 2-1 on the season. He goes 7 innings. He allowed 2 runs on 5 hits with 2 walks and 10 strikeouts in this one. As for the Cavemen, Eric Pesqueda will take the loss. He goes 4 1/3. He gives up 5 runs. I'm going to guess 3 earned on 6 hits, 5 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 1 hit batter. Mason Scott finished out the game, pitching the final inning and 2/3. He gives up 3 hits, but no runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts in his relief appearance. Grants Pass took 2 runs in the first inning. It was a 1-out single followed by a 1-out RBI double by Nathan Bassett. That scored Evan Valenzuela to make it 1-0. And then Eric Pesqueda followed with an RBI triple to score a run as well. It was 2-0, Grants Pass in front early on, but Roseburg will get 2 runs back in the bottom of the 3rd. After a 2-out walk to Fletcher Coleman, Danner Wirtz hits a 2-run homer over the left center field fence. It was a bomb here at Champion Car Wash Field. That tied us up at 2 apiece. Roseburg would get the lead for the first time tonight in the 5th inning. 9 hitters came to the plate, scoring on 2 runs on a 1-out single by Nick Ruiz. That scored it scored Rylan Glasser, who was running for Danner Wirtz after he led off the inning with a double. A.J. Black got on with an error, and then Nick Ruiz drove in both runners with a 1-out single to left field for his only hit of the game and his 3rd and 4th RBIs on the season. Roseburg would add 1 more run on a 2-out single. Make that another 1-out single by Paxton Burke this time. He would drive in another run to make it 5-2. Roseburg in front in the bottom of the 5th. And Grants Pass would threaten in the 7th. They got the first 2 runners on base, a single and then a walk, but Danner would settle back in. He'd get a strikeout. They would pick off the runner out at second base for the 2nd out, and then a ground ball up the middle. The defense behind Wirtz able to come up with the final out in the ball game. 5-2 the final score. Roseburg gets the win. Taking a look at offensive numbers, Valenzuela was 1 for 3 with a run scored. Bassett 1 for 3 with an RBI double. Eric Pesqueda 1 for 3 with an RBI triple. Cruz Carnes was 1 for 3 in the game. Ryan Glenn got on once with a walk. He struck out twice. Ryan Sedavi struck out a pair of times. And then at the bottom of the order, Cam Holland was 1 for 1 in the game, a walk and a triple. Did not score in the ball game. On the other side for Roseburg, 2 for 4 in the game for Paxton Burke, a pair of singles and an RBI. Amos Bowers goes 1 for 4 with a single. Fletcher Coleman 0 for 3, but he drew a walk and scored a run. Danner Wirtz was 3 for 3 in the game with a single, a double, and a home run. He drove in a pair and scored twice. The courtesy runner did for the pitcher. A.J. Black got on base twice and scored a run. He walked and also reached on an error. Christian Corba reached on an error but did not have a hit. Nick Ruiz goes 1 for 2 with a 2-run single and a run scored. Also was hit by a pitch. Brady Popkin walked twice in this one, and Mason Young had a couple of kind of lucky hits in this one, but it's always nice to be a little bit lucky on the ball field, so he goes 2 for 3. Roseburg gets the win. They improve to 4-3 on the year, and Grants Pass falls to 3-6. Roseburg 1-0 in league play, and Grants Pass 0-1. The two teams will meet again coming up on Saturday for a doubleheader at Grants Pass High School. Game 1 starts at noon. That'll be the first road games of the season for Roseburg. It'll be the first home games of the year for Grants Pass. And as we look at that one, just want to remind you that game will not be on the radio, but we will have the live video stream for you on 541radio.com and on the 1490 The Score YouTube channel, so you can check it out there. We will have the live video stream going from Grants Pass. That'll be the only broadcast of the game is the live video stream online, so check it out there. In the meantime, on the radio, we will have coverage of the NCAA Final Four and the men's basketball tournament Saturday instead on the radio. So you can check that out on the radio on your Saturday if you'd like. That's going to do it for us here, folks. Now we are jumping over to Beavers baseball coming up next here on The Score. They're in the bottom of the second, and the Beavers, they've got a chance to rally back now. They were down 4-0. They're down 4-1. The Beavers have the bases loaded with one out in the bottom of the second. We'll join coverage from Mike Parker coming up as we wrap things up here from Champion Car Wash Field. Roseburg gets a 5-2 victory over Grants Pass. Big thanks to the Cavemen for making the trek here. We'll see you on Saturday. Thanks to Athletic Director Adam Blue, head coach Troy Thompson, and the entire Roseburg baseball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg baseball here on The Score. Thanks to Dale Cranford back in the studio for the radio production tonight. And thanks, as always, to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keeran. We'll chat with you on Saturday when Roseburg heads to Grants Pass to take on the Cavemen in a league doubleheader starting at noon. Find the action streaming live online at 541radio.com and on the 1490 The Score YouTube channel. That does us for Roseburg baseball. Beavers coming up next here on The Score.